You're watching another video ditty from WOMMA, the Word of Mouth Marketing Association.
We talked about the C word, which does mean something different here. The M word now, we've got to go into this. So measurement, of course. So how are marketers measuring their experiences on Facebook and MySpace, and do you have any recommendations for marketers?
So measurement, for whatever reason, better or worse, social media is now being held to even a higher standard than online advertising, which I think is pretty amusing. But I love the challenge because it is such an engaging medium. People are logging in every day, spending such an incredible amount of time. We really do want to validate the investment that marketers are making in the medium so they can justify growing their budgets. We've dedicated a lot of resources over the past few years to really understanding this. One of our studies that we've done on an ongoing basis is called the momentum effect. And that's our attempt to actually measure the impact of that consumer-to-consumer pass-along. So you have the impact of what your ad does, right? You know how it's impacting people's awareness, unaided awareness, favorability, and purchase intent. But when that value happens, when people share your video or add that skin to your page, or they add you as a friend and that gets broadcast to all your friends, we used a combination of behavioral and survey technology to intercept those people who never actually saw an ad but saw the brand asset that's being distributed through the network, and have been able to show that that indeed is having an impact on people's ability to, or intent to purchase. So you're looking at, you get earned impressions at, anywhere between 25 and 35x what your base and line impressions are from a media standpoint, and then you look at your ROI of intent to purchase when you factor in that consumer-to-consumer pass-along, and it becomes 70% of your total value. And when you take that plus your advertising results and compare it to television, you're now talking about equal value in terms of driving purchase intent. Another study, or a series of studies that we've done, and by the way, that momentum effect study is available on MySpace. It's called Never Ending Friending, so myspace.com/neverendingfriending. We've done it for a number of different clients, and the pillar patterns are always similar, where you see a huge amount of earned impressions if you have something for people to talk about. We do have case studies where we have people who didn't have anything to talk about, and therefore nobody did, right? We also can show the purchase intent lifts and compare those to television in those studies. We also done studies looking at just brand impact and created a normative database over the last 3 years, because people have this perception that ads in social media don't work, right? Just because they don't work on the click-through. And I think that a lot of people, this room is a very sophisticated room, so we all know about the click-through. I guess that's the other C word, right? That we've been able to show that unaided awareness and favorability scores, when you compare it to the rest of online advertising, are through the roof on MySpace, right? And purchase intent is through the roof. And this is just on simple ads within the MySpace universe. We also, and we looked at this across category, and we compared it to the portals, so you can actually see that you are making a difference because you're in a personal environment, and you hyper-target and you customize your message, you're effective. The other thing that we looked at was really the community engagement, and that's where you really see the intent, the awareness, intent, and favorability metrics go through the roof. You see purchase intent at averages at 28% lifts, right? 28%, you don't see that. The online average is a 1% lift. And that's because these communities on Facebook and MySpace and Twitter are places where you can really deepen that relationship and understanding of that brand, and really, really move people from that middle of the funnel down to the lower funnel.
And we are in the progress of doing a ton of measurement. We're seeing results. We have campaigns that are doing amazing, like off the charts, 300x anything else, and then things are completely, things are more flat, not as exciting. So we're in the process of going through a lot of that. So that's on the absolute impact on business. We do provide self-serve. How many of you guys run a Facebook page here? How many of you guys are admins? Wow, that's awesome. So you obviously know that underneath the profile picture, you got this view insights. You click into there, and you've got all these new stats. We just upgraded it last week. And there you'll get insights for each post that you do. For example, the amount of, we think engagement is really important. So like and comments, the amount of feedback that you're getting for every post. And you also notice in the top right corner, if you go into the module, there's a 5-star rating for your page, And so like the page that I run has only 3 stars. I'm kind of sad. I gotta figure out how to make it better. And then Vin Diesel's page is like off the charts. It's like past 5 stars. But we provide a lot of tools to start to help you understand at least how to engage people, and then obviously you can track if you're driving people off to your site. You can embed tracking into those links to see how much people are actually clicking through and eventually converting. We've got anecdotes from a number of different e-commerce folks coming back to us saying, "Oh my gosh, like this thing is we've never imagined things quite like this," and we're in the process of putting together some case studies to share these stories. But we, it's really encouraging that a lot of people have pages, and we'd love to hear your stories at some point as well.
So I'm going to ask one last question and turn it over to you guys. So, so what's the biggest mistake marketers make when working with you guys?
All right, last. I think the mentality has to be fundamentally different, and literally it's the difference between a campaign and a movement. And I'll just harp on that over and over. So people think of a page. The wrong way to do it is they think of it as something very static. They think of it as very official. So the name of the page will be literally, I'll give you the example, will be like Mr. Christopher H. Mann. Like I wouldn't do that on Facebook. I'm Chris Mann on Facebook, and that's what they do with their brand. They name it something really long, really kind of and they have to have everything buttoned up. They have to have their total strategy in. And to the contrary, I'd say, you know what, launch it, go with it. You can tune it on the fly and listen. It's all the kind of stuff we've been talking about for 2 days, and then just do it and not wait.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on that, I think if your objective is to build community and build that engagement, then drive media to that, right? Your advocates are definitely going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, your friends, your fans, etc. But this is an opportunity to attract new audience, to have them interact with these advocates and fans, and create and generate even more advocates and fans for yourself. So it's really important to think about how, if people, their tendency now is to stay within their portal, within their Facebook, within their MySpace, and to have all of their content that's important or interesting to them streamed into their world, then how can you bring yourself into that world, and how can you bring more people into that so you can share that and extend it? The other common mistake, which is a really simple one, but one that I think is worth talking about, which is we know so much about our users, and that's why the power of the hyper-targeting tool is so effective. But what a lot of marketers do is do the same ad that they put in everywhere else online, even though they know something special about that person that you're hyper-targeting. You know that they're a country music fan, or you know that they're a skiing fan. When you could just tweak the copy just a little bit to make yourself that much more